Hi everyone, and welcome to Cancer's extended June 2021 reading for love, abundance, and spiritual health. Now this is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and in it we are going to look at each one of these three topics. We're going to pull cards for each, take a look at what to expect for the month of June, and then to identify any blocks that might be preventing you from really experiencing flow in each one of these areas. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot. My name is Lauren, and I am a meaning-based spiritual coach. If you'd like to have or find more information about my website or to book a personal reading, the information is in the description box below. Now, Cancer, I'm going to warn you ahead of time, or anybody who's watching for a Cancer in their life, there is a summer thunderstorm going on right outside my window here. So we may be lucky enough to hear some really cool claps of thunder and some rain, and I'm hoping it's not going to become too distracting. So we are going to jump right into your reading. As I shuffle the cards for your first topic here, which is love, I'm going to kind of go over just the month of June. The month of June, numerologically speaking, is an 11 master number. And what that means is that this month is a portal between yourself and the divine, or your kind of everything that could be. It's a really powerful month as well, astrologically wise, as far as how the planets align. We have Mercury in retrograde in its own sign, and its own sign of Gemini, for those of you that are interested. But it's a month that's really pushing everyone on a communal level to step into the next version of themselves, to evolve on a spiritual level along their path. And it's what I'm deeming a portal month. And it's a beautiful month to tap into. If you think of the number 11, the number 11 looks like two ones standing side by side. And this is a perfect month to really look at your connection as a unique spiritual being, as a unique individual, and your relationship with everyone else as they are a unique spiritual individual being. So, and seeing how you can bring yourself in alignment with others while staying separate, but also allowing this to really, in understanding how you work with others to see where you fit into the bigger picture. I don't know if you can hear that rain, but woo, it's a lot. Anyways, getting back to the number 11, it's a very powerful month. And it really is pushing us to look at interpersonal dynamics and to see, again, really how we stand out from everyone else, but also how we can bring this into our relationships with others, and how we can also appreciate relationships. We can appreciate the uniqueness and individuality in others as much as we can appreciate and value it in ourselves. Okay, so for the topic of love, Cancer, I'm going to pull a power of... and two popped right out as I said that. So I'm going to pull two cards from the Power of Surrender deck. And I like the Power of Surrender deck for the topic of love because I do find that love, oftentimes when we have blocks in the area of love, it comes from us not wanting to be vulnerable in a certain area, not wanting to surrender something or to something. And so we'll take a look at what came up here. Now, to kind of go into briefly how, when I talk about love, yes, there is the romantic sense of love, but there's also I look at it more as a universal energy that I call love. And when you think about it, everything is connected on some level. We are all connected, and it is my belief anyways, that we are all connected to each other, but that we are also connected to everything else. So to the plants and the trees and the stars, from the smallest molecule to the largest sun in the sky, we are all connected. And that the connecting energy between us is love. And as I say that, a giant booming clap of thunder from the heavens. But there is this element of divine order and what we can see sometimes as simply chaos. And so when I talk about love, yes, I may at some point bring up romantic love, and I may bring up other aspects of, I'd say the more well-known meanings for love. But I'm also talking about how we are all perfect in this part of being part of the grand design. And love is a give and take energy. The more that we put ourselves out, our individual unique selves out into our external environment to engage with it, the more we are showing and working with the energy of love, because we are working with where and what we were meant to. We're working with our unique abilities, and we're also finding where they were meant to fit in and why they are so important. And vice versa. In doing so, we should expect that return back to us, because everything is within a balance. And so really identifying as well, as you bring yourself out from a place of love, that you should be receiving that love returned to you. Okay, so Cancer, for the month of June, this lovely portal month, we have 2 cards. We have Surrender to Non-Action. I'm going to read it here in just a moment. And we have Surrender Your Need to Always Be Right. So surrender to non-action. It says, now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. And then it says, surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. So there really is this element here of, when I'm looking at, with surrender to non-action, where it says, let others come to you. Focus on your own power and just kind of be still. And then with surrender your need to always be right. It says, be yielding, not rigid. Give others the gift of letting them be right. This is almost, for me, showing that in the area of love, this is a month where you're going to go inside to reconnect with the love of self. This weather, I don't know if you can hear it, it's pretty fantastic. Is to surrender your need to push yourself externally. Cancers, you are such loving intuitive people. The sign itself is all about intuition, and nurturing others. But you are a cardinal water sign. And so there is this element of being a cardinal water sign. It's almost like being the oldest child, right? You want to push yourself. You want to be the example for the water signs in general, but also generally this manifests in your life. So you can end up being the pushers, especially on an emotional level, which is not always bad. We need that energy. We need the dynamic kind of breakthrough type energy that comes from our cardinal signs. But there is this, again, beautiful give and take and balance to the universe and to everything. And so there is time to push, and there is time to sit back and receive. And this month in love, which really is focusing on the give and take of energy between you and others, so this interpersonal connection that we have, that there is this kind of feeling of just letting it go. You don't need to prove anything to others this month. You don't need to, I think, I'm really just fixating, it keeps kind of pulling me to this, focus on your own power, let others come to you. There really is this element of this is a month of rest for you. Now, it doesn't mean that you just sit back and call out sick to work or stop taking care of your kids or whatever. This is more about, perhaps there are projects you're feeling pushed to move into, or you're feeling that you've been working towards a goal. This is now a time to kind of just take a step back. Mercury is in retrograde, which means that it's a great time to be able to sit back and to reevaluate, especially when it comes, since it's going retrograde in its own sign of Gemini. This is a great time to sit back and really take a look at how we communicate who we are externally, our internal selves to our external environment, and how we would actually like to communicate that to others. And sorry, I'm just becoming so distracted myself by the storm outside. It's really, and we're also sitting, so I don't want to get too much into it, but we're sitting between two eclipses as well. So we had the full moon last month. That was a lunar eclipse, a super moon, really awesome full moon to have. And then we are coming up on June 10th with the solar eclipse, and it's a new moon. And so this kind of, again, it's another kind of portal element to this month, that when we're in between eclipses like this, it's showing us what has been released and then what is starting. So when we're leaving a full moon kind of highlights what is and what we are releasing. And then the new moon is the fresh start. This is the stepping through the portal, followed by, so it is on the 10th of this month, and then we move into the 11th, which then kind of mirrors that 11/11 energy of the month itself. So as we're thinking about kind of moving into releasing something, this is a great time to just sit back and to really let the energy of love come back to you, and to reflect on how much you are in tune with showing yourself love. Cancer can be the sign of the mother, and a lot of times we, or cancers specifically, but even as people, we can mother everybody else in our lives, and we can forget to bring that back to us. We can forget to do the little things that we need to do to bolster our internal, unique spiritual selves, to give us the same kudos, the same pat on the back, the same time to take a nap, the same just love. To say, today I'm going to just make my favorite meal for myself, or today I'm not going to push myself to talk in the meeting that we're in. I'm just going to sit back today and I'm going to listen. I'm going to surrender to non-action, and this is a great time too to not only reevaluate yourself and to bring love back into yourself, but in thinking of it as an open channel, to also really see how you can look at everybody else as with fresh eyes from a place of love, and to really receive what and who they are. And when I'm looking at surrender your need to always be right with surrender non-action, surrender your need to always be right can be us talking over another. It can be us not listening. It can be that kind of, yeah, I know, I'm going to do it my way. Or pushing yourself onto another. So that when somebody says something or starts to talk about themselves or starts to bring their unique selves out into relationship with you, that we can sometimes forget that they have as much of a right to share their opinion or to be there expressing whatever they need to express as much as we do. And that we can sometimes, in the goal of putting up a boundary or really wanting to be heard ourselves, we can come across as dismissive or not listening. And that can block additionally the flow of love from coming back into us. So I think this is a month really to rebalance the flow of love that you bring in and give to yourself, as much as the flow of love that you give to others through mutual respect, of not wanting to assert yourself so much. So that when you kind of come out of this month, You'll have a clearer way of being able to express yourself, but you've also been observing. You've also been sitting back and allowing people who really are meant to be around you, meant to resonate with you, to come to you so that you can see that, to really be able in a quiet way to reevaluate the relationships in your life, and to not do it in a way where you're trying to put up those boundaries in an overt way. There might be some people that you cut out of your life by the end of June. Again, this is a portal month, so we are all elevating. So if you can really take a step back, nurture yourself, step back into that connection between who you are, or step back into that connection with who you are, and really, look at it with a fresh perspective from the eyes of divine love, of that you are perfect, and that you don't have to, that what you're doing in every given moment, as long as it's coming with a sense of awareness, is enough. You don't have to do everything for everybody. You just have to be aware that what you're doing is what you're choosing to do in that moment, and that it's coming from a genuine place of love. So that you could be doing a simple chore for your family, like folding laundry or making a meal, and you can bring that fresh element of, this is me quietly showing my love. This is where I feel that I am of value, and loving that part of yourself. And you don't need to tell it to everybody. It's not like, hey guys, I cook, I clean, I do all this stuff for you. Same within the work environment. You might just really rededicate yourself to giving every bit of your work environment your all. So that when you write that email, you take a step back and you really bring your personal touch to it. Or maybe just in reconnecting with yourself, you realize something about you. You realize what makes you unique. Maybe you are that person who really connects well and, makes friends really easily with, work colleagues or clients. Or maybe in your neighborhood, you're the one that, knows all of your neighbors. And really realizing that this is who you are. And so that as you connect and choose to take action throughout the month, you're coming from this place of, I love myself, I understand my uniqueness, I appreciate it, and I'm choosing in this moment to be proud to bring it out. No, I'm not going to draw attention to it, but I'm just going to sit back with this, kind of beautiful, almost quiet Buddha-like stillness. And then be able to evaluate the responses from the people in your external environment. See how that is, given back to you, and really take a look at breaking down what you've maybe missed recently with the people in your life and who's coming in and what they're bringing into you, and seeing how they're doing the same. So I really think this month is going to be I'm getting this feeling that's going to be kind of like this quiet, beautiful, reconnective month with you that is meant to be restful. It's meant to, actually both of these pictures are really interesting. The surrender to non-action is a woman with a unicorn horn. Beautiful. Showing again that reconnection to your power, that reconnection to the magic that is you. And then we have surrender your need to always be right, which shows this beautiful, really loving image of just somebody being there for somebody else. And again, this image of the two people, each their own individuals, sharing this emotional moment of just true vulnerability. And I think that this is going to be that month where not only do you remember your own magic, but you also bring out that best version that cancers everywhere are meant to bring out, which is being that ultimate intuitive, knowing where you need to be to help another. All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to move into abundance. And when I talk about abundance, of course, abundance can mean financial abundance, as we all hope on some level. But abundance can also mean at different times in our lives, different things to each one of us. So at any given point, we may wish, instead of financial abundance, that we have more of an abundance of peace, more of an abundance of emotional connection and fulfillment, more of an abundance of friends and family around us. And so this really is talking about abundance on all levels. Let's see what comes up for my Cancers. We have, by the book, number 11, how fitting. And I love this. It shows an elephant family kind of going through the desert there. So for abundance, what I'm getting here, I mean, when we think about by the book, that term generally means not needing to do something new and crazy, that just, dot your I's, cross your T's, and stay within your lines. Now, I'm a huge proponent personally of going outside the lines, but even I understand that there is a time to kind of follow the order of what is. And interestingly enough, with the number 11, you'd think with the number 11, the number 11 kind of being this portal, this gateway between us and the divine, and kind of opening us up to the next spiritual evolutionary step in our spiritual growth. How does by the book, how is that going to get us there? And I think this aligns perfectly with your surrender cards, that it's more about just knowing where your place is and appreciating that. Knowing that you fit in, that you currently are, you have your, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, coworkers, there is something right now in your life that is going very well. And it's time to, this month specifically, to bring in that abundance. It's really about looking at keeping a steady pace as you're on the right track, is what I'm hearing. In addition to the thunder outside, I'm hearing you're on the right track. That this month isn't a month of doing crazy emotional or mental acrobatics and thinking about how you can change something to bring something into you faster. I'm really hearing slow and steady, it's coming. And so this month, and thinking about with love, that is just kind of more about taking a step back and going within and letting things come to you. Same thing with abundance. Abundance is coming. And even when I see this picture, yes, it's, elephants in a desert landscape, and it doesn't seem very abundant, but they all have each other. And so there is this element here to me that's standing out, that you have this support system. You already have something that's built. These elephants are all moving towards something. They know where they're going. And maybe this is you. You are the first elephant here, and you're the one taking the rest of your family or the rest of your coworkers or the rest of your friends. You have your eye on the prize. You're stepping into that cardinal aspect of the sign of Cancer. But if you notice, this elephant is not running ahead 25 miles in front of the rest of the elephants that they're connected to. They are slowly and with pride, and not the pride where they're trying to show off and again run ahead and look behind and say, come catch up with me, I'm all the way down here. With pride in themselves, that they know where they're going, that they know where they're leading their family or their coworkers, team, or however this relates to you. But that there is this component of that you can still step into that cardinal aspect of your sign's energy. And yes, you have your eye on the prize, and yes, you're going towards a goal, and it may seem, you might even be frustrated. I get this feeling of frustration that a lot of you are like, buy the book, slow down. I want this now. And I think what this month is telling you is that you're walking slow and steady through that portal. You've already seen the doorway. You just have to keep walking through it. And this month, no, you're not going to have this big, crazy, check waiting for you. And it might not be, you might feel like you want to push yourself and you're frustrated that you're not getting maybe financial abundance, or you're not getting the abundance if you were looking for, let's say, even just peace and a tranquility. Maybe you wanted to move into a new home, or you wanted to, finish a giant project at work so you could just, really feel this sense of accomplishment. Well, you can still do that. You can still be working towards that. You just have to be a little bit patient. And by a little bit patient, I mean by next month, by July, things are going to change quite a bit. So this month is about keep steady. Keep steady. Keep your eyes on the goals that you've already had in place for yourself. And keep going, because there are people attached to you here. I'm really feeling that energy of leadership with you, Cancers. That's in some aspect of your life that is tied directly to abundance. There is this element of you are taking the lead. You see a goal and you are working towards it. And what's going to bring in that abundance and that feeling of flow is you just focusing this month on making the small steps towards it and making sure that the people around you who are going to also benefit from you achieving that goal and that level of abundance are right there with you. I've just had this feeling that it's going to be a peaceful month. I kind of get this feeling even as I'm sitting here, like this like breathlessness of like frustration. I feel like a lot of Cancers out there might have been feeling like you've been running a race, or that you've been internally kind of running a race with yourself, kind of comparing yourself to others, comparing where you've been, trying to go farther than what the universe is telling you where you need to be right now. Right now, this is a time to get back to, when I say self-centered, I don't mean selfish and in the way that you're, forgetting about everybody else. But when I'm saying self-centered, I'm saying getting back to the center of truly knowing who you are and loving that aspect of yourself. So as you're getting back to this self-centered awareness, that you are doing it from a place of releasing that frustration, releasing that need to, but I need it now, I want it now, and just realizing it's coming. I mean, I think in that one Power of Surrender card, again, that one piece of that one line of let others come to you, there is this element that as you're going forward, there is all of this coming towards you, all of this energy of whatever element of abundance you want, but you have to keep going. And you have to keep going slow and steady through that doorway. And then you'll be able to stop and really wake up and be able to see, this is what I've been working so hard for, but now I can appreciate it because I appreciate why I've been working towards these goals. It's really about appreciating the people you're choosing to bring with you and why, and to also get back to the why of why you want more abundance in a specific area. So I think this month, if there was one, and I'm not going to say mantra to give to you, but if there's one area of contemplation and meditation, I would really focus on journaling specifically, especially because, looking at Mercury retrograde and, the energy of Gemini, that is really about communication, but it's also about writing, all forms of communication. And so if you can actually journal and to help keep you on your track and keep, what's coming in for you, this level of abundance, to really journal the why you've been working towards a specific goal. What do you want? Why do you want more abundance in that area? So for instance, if you've been focusing on you want a bigger home, so let's say you live in an apartment and you've been working so hard to save for this larger home for you and your family. Well, what does that represent to you aside from just having more space? Is it you want more abundance of, of creative space, the space for all of your family to have their own space? Is it more of an abundance of feeling secure, that when you move into this home, you're going to feel, especially if you buy a home, that you're going to feel that this is mine. This is my, the level of security of knowing that this is not, for rent, and that somebody could come and change the rent on me. Or is it an abundance of recognition of self-value? That you want to be able to take a step back and look at the home that you walk into every day as a reflection of all of the time and dedication that you've spent saving money and working towards this goal, and you need this as that last step, and so this is really where you can take a look and journal this month, looking at what your goals are currently, what you've been working towards, what you feel you've been frustrated in achieving, and why you want to achieve these goals. What area in abundance do you feel that by obtaining these goals and achieving these goals, what areas in your life are going to feel more abundant? And this could be, if it's in work, it could be that you've been working towards getting a promotion and that it will bring in financial abundance. But is there another element that for you, it's the abundance of being recognized by others? It's the abundance of feeling like recognition of self and being able to step into a more challenging role? Is it an abundance of peer support that you're looking for? It's really taking a look at abundance on all levels and reevaluating the why behind your goals. And then to have faith to sit back and know that they're coming. That what you hope to achieve from them and the level of abundance you want from these goals is what is coming for you in the month of July and after. Okay, now I'm going to pull a card from the Animal Oracle deck. And this is going to be for spiritual health. And when I talk about spiritual health, I talk about how aware we are and how healthy is the connection between our internal, unique spiritual selves and our external environment. And how much we are authentically expressing ourselves and how that comes back to us, how we are able to recognize our place and purpose and how much we are aware of it. So spiritual health can really be that aspect of our experience where we can become disconnected very quickly. The element of abundance, we can become disconnected by hyper-focusing sometimes on things that are not perhaps right for us, or by comparing ourselves to others and thinking that we need abundance in that area, when in reality, if we would connect with ourselves on a intuitive, emotional level, we would feel that we don't really need or want that. But on a spiritual health level, we can sometimes become truly disengaged from our path and seeing our own purpose because we are not engaging the spiritual side to our experience. Oh my gosh, Cancer, your reading is just phenomenal. So we have another number 11, and it says butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. So in spiritual health, this shows me that you guys, this is a month where you are going to not only reconnect with yourself, but that this is your transformation month. This is why everything's telling you to pull back, slow down, go within. It's almost like this is the last stage of that cocoon. This is the last little bit before you get the chance to release to the world the new version of yourself, the new beautiful version. And there's that number 11 again, that number of stepping through the portal, the number of you being able to bring your best, most beautiful, spiritually evolved self out into this next phase. And yeah, transformation is beautiful. And I think sometimes we, as humans, we are so tied to the concept of time that, yes, time is finite, and the reality of life is that we don't know how much time we have here. But there is this other side to it, that we can only do what we can do within the confines of time. You know, we need to enjoy the present moment. We can't always be so focused, 25 years down the line. Just as much as we can't be focused 25 years in the past. There are elements to time that they're so confusing to us that we really are kind of forced to have to really stay in the present moment, because this is our place of power. This is our place of where we can make decisions and choose to take action that then affect the future. And we can also, in this present moment, release our ties to the past. So there really is this kind of beautiful timelessness, this weightlessness that kind of comes through with this butterfly as well, that you are perfect as you are in whatever moment. You don't have to be the butterfly to be beautiful, to be noticed, to have your gifts seen. Even when you're in the cocoon as the protected caterpillar, you're still perfect in that moment, because every butterfly has had to go through that period. In the past, every butterfly has been a caterpillar, and every butterfly had to cocoon themselves, and they had to wait, and they had to be patient, and they had to go through that transformation period. And it's perfect in its stillness and its beauty, as just as beautiful as when you come out as the butterfly. Because that period of transformation, it's almost like, I'm not going to say the calm before the storm, but it's that time of where we can, in those moments when things actually are going smoothly and they are in flow, we don't always stop to appreciate them. We use that time to then keep pushing ourselves harder. And yet there are those key moments in our lives where we can look back and go, man, things were so good in that moment. I wish I would have just taken the time to appreciate them. And this is that time. This is that month to appreciate how far you've come in your transformation process, and to be grateful for who you're becoming and who you're going to step out as. But also grateful in this singular moment of what you have in this moment of transformation, of you going from the old, releasing it, and becoming the new. This month, this is a month where, aside from journaling for abundance, aside from writing down the goals you've been working towards and the why behind each one of them. And this why, when I talked about abundance previous, that why can be the why. You can reevaluate the why that when you originally started out towards that goal, and then reevaluate the why in this present moment, because it may have changed because you are transforming. But also, as something to keep in mind for every day this month. This is a month to really start a gratitude journal, or simply at the end of every day to be present in the moment, to be grateful for all these little moments of peace and love and harmony and all the things that you have now that you never thought you might have for yourself. And these can be small things. These can be, it doesn't have to be, I have the love of my life and I'm going to be thankful every day that I get to share time with him or her. It can be large things like I have 2 beautiful children and I never thought I would have children. And every day I get to wake up and interact with these 2 individual beings that I helped create. Or it could be on the smallest level, that in this moment you get to work from home still. Maybe you haven't been told you have to go back to the office yet. And you have this ability to just be at peace in your own home, in your own environment. And you get to look out your window and have those moments of meditation throughout the day, or to take a nap, or being appreciative for how far you've come on your journey. Maybe you've been building your own business, and now each day you get to sit with it and appreciate, wow, I started this from nothing. And even though I really want it to go to the next step and I want so much more for it, to just sit with it as it is and its beauty in the moment and to say, I created this. And every day that I get to interact with this creation of mine, I am grateful for that. So this is really being able to enjoy the calm before the storm, but before the beautiful storm. Enjoy everything that you have built for yourself and everything that the universe has brought into you, and connect with that gratitude for it. Connect with that appreciation that all we really have is the present moment, is how you're interacting with your external environment and you feeling fulfilled on that emotional, spiritual level with yourself. And get ready, because you're not even going to, some signs this month and some people in this month are really going to experience shakeups. They're going to be almost like kicked through that door of change, kicked through the portal, and they're going to wake up like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz when she, comes out for the first time in the Technicolor world of Oz, and it's shocking and bright and it's light and it's like, oh my gosh, so much. With you guys, I get the feeling that it's like this subtle transformation where you're in flow truly with the energy of right now. That you are going through the portal and you are aware of it. You are aware of these changes that are happening within yourself. You're aware of what's coming into you, and coming into that moment of just true peace, of understanding that you are the eye of the storm. This isn't even the calm before the storm, that you are the eye of the storm. That there's always going to be this element of your external environment that is change and uncontrollable and can be seen as chaos, but that in this moment, what you've created for yourself is being protected and it's perfect, and the version of yourself that's coming out is at peace, because this next version of yourself is going to be so needed. What you have to say coming forward, how you express your innermost self is going to be so needed. And I really think, I'm just feeling this, but that coming into July, your creativity is going to be at a heightened level. And that this is really going to be the next step for you guys. That the reason why you're kind of being told to take a step back and kind of be quiet and really tap back into yourself and really see others is because what you're going to get a little touch on in this month of June is what is going to be this spark of wildfire almost in come July and then burn towards the end of the year. Is that it's really going to spark this almost divine flame of creativity. And that's so that when you re-engage in July, you're going to be re-engaging as this almost again, I kind of see even here with this as this like mythical, magical being. So this is that month to tap into magic and to realize it's real, to realize that you are a unicorn, you are singular in your uniqueness, and that what you're coming out as is going to be something the likes of which I feel many of us have never seen, including yourself. That what you're going to tap into and spark in yourself is going to be almost like this, I knew it was always there, but now I get to be it. Oh gosh, getting emotional, Cancers. This is such an amazing reading with all the 11s and how synchronistic this is. This is going to be just a beautiful month. And come July, I think you guys are going to be just so pleasantly at peace, but pleasantly excited to see what comes in and what you're going to bring out as well. It's like the universe and you are at, at a place of true balance, and you're walking through the portal and you're coming together with meeting your external environment with yourself, and it's going to be almost like this like supernova of beauty. Okay, guys, I'm going to pull a couple tarot cards here just to get any additional messages that come out. Let's see what comes out for my Cancers for the month of June. I'm a Cancer rising myself, so I understand this energy of being a Cancer, but I really feel that I have a lot of Cancer sun signs in my life, and actually a lot of Cancer moon placements as well, and some of the people that are closest to me. And Cancer is such a powerful, I love the sign of Cancer in and of itself, but my friends who are Cancer sun signs, there's just something that is so beautifully confident, and again this extra level of intuition that just it's hard for me to explain, honestly. It's like you guys are just so tapped in this way that you have this ability to really connect with the divine, bring it down to the presence, and express it through action. You guys are such action-oriented signs while at the same time remaining very true to yourselves. And it's a beautiful combination. I've not met a single Cancer I have not loved. All right, so you guys have, I love it. You guys have 4 of Wands and Page of Coins, which is the Page of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. So 4 of Wands is that stopping to recognize how far you've come in taking action from a place of passion and celebrating that with others. In the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, it would be almost seen as the 4 wands are the 4 pillars of a pergola where a happy couple is coming out and being greeted. They're celebrating. It could be a card of marriage or just a card of celebration of, we did it. We built this, and everybody come and help celebrate. It's a very light-hearted, beautiful energy, and it's also an energy of pause. The 4s in the tarot are really about the number of stability and pausing and reflecting and appreciating how far you've come as you move into then the card of, the number 5, which then is the number of change, the number of, can be chaos, but it's more about change and adventure. So this really does kind of sit with the energy for the month for you guys of just sitting and appreciating and celebrating with others how far you've come, and then reconnecting with the why. Why did you want to get here? And why in the next, as you move into the 5, as you move into the kind of the chaos and the adventure, what now that you've celebrated are you bringing with you? Like, what are you ready for? What's the next thing that you're ready for? And then we have the Page of Coins, Page of Pentacles. And I love this depiction. It looks like a child who's just holding this pentacle, this coin, and she just looks like she is just so excited to share it with the world. And that really is, the energy behind the Page of Coins, a Page of Pentacles. It's about having something in the tangible world, this coin, this pentacle, and maybe not quite knowing. It's almost like giving a child a toy and you give them the instruction of like what to do with it. And they're like, really? This toy does that? And they want to run out and show all their friends, and they want to play with it, and they want to see what else it can do. And that's exactly what this Page of Coins is being given a tangible gift and wanting to go out and use it. Now, it can also be a card of, getting additional information, like a card of study, that you might be doing something tangible, like taking a course or, learning how to work more with this, whatever it is in the tangible. It can also be a card of incoming news, of something coming in that can be beneficial. So, really kind of drawing back to the themes of the month for you, especially for love, and kind of stepping back and letting people come to you, that there might be a piece of information or somebody coming to you that is going to help you learn more about this pentacle, learn more about what you are, going to be playing with in the next kind of phase as you go through this transformation in June into July. And so there may be something where either A, you're making the decision yourself to, start to act on and, work towards this kind of this new goal, or that somebody's coming to you who's going to help bring you some piece of information that will help you kind of unlock this little piece of tangible abundance. Oh, beautiful. Just such a fun reading. I love doing readings like this. All right, my lovely Cancers. I hope you have a wonderful, relaxing, loving, grateful June, and that you are all excited to see how the magic that you feel internally that's been processing in this cocoon phase is going to come out in July as the new spiritually evolved version of yourself, and really what that's going to look like. It's time to get excited. For anyone who would like to book a personal reading, the link to my website is in the description box below. For anyone who has questions, if you do book one of my tarot readings, you can always just choose to write in the comments what you'd prefer that tarot reading to focus on. Or if you book a one-on-one coaching session, that can involve tarot readings of this nature, or it could involve more of a true spiritual coaching experience. So that's completely up to you. Again, the coaching one-on-one sessions are really meant to help open you up to what you would like to know best about yourself, your story, and how to continue to evolve that story out into the external world. All right, everyone, I will see you for July's extended reading. I wish you all the best.